further halt. The comment section good right there in the middle between.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
I like that. What up? What up?
Yeah, do the
What up? The intro?
Yeah.
I'm about to freestyle the intro.
Okay.
I mean, I don't freestyle, but I'm about to off the dome the intro, and we're live, ladies and gentlemen. What else to put? But welcome to Sketch and Catch with my boy Mike Ham
and the amazing Trae.
Gresham.
Is that how you pronounce it? Okay, that's what.
Yep. See.
Oh, Mike Ham and Gresham. Okay.
Yeah. See. A little bit.
What the heck?
On today's episode of Sketch and Catch.
And a pork. If you were a Muppet, would you fuck Miss Piggy?
I'm out.
I gotta be a Muppet. This is what we doing today, Mike. This is what we doing today. Gloves are off. I need a good laugh.
That's a good start.
Can I? I want to start with some good news, though. I am gonna make. The baby was born.
Yeah.
Beto, Leanne, Gresham.
Leanne. Okay.
But yeah, baby was born Monday the 18th, 5 o'clock. It was 5 o'clock somewhere. No, it was definitely the right 5 o'clock. But,
Awesome.
Yep. Beautiful baby girl. Let y'all know right now, I am exhausted.
Up at night.
Basically stir crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna be. Mike actually hit me up like last week to make a funny episode, and I said okay, and then I didn't know what was gonna happen now, but basically just a lot of baby stuff, and I'm tired, excited, and I'm happy and emotional, all that kind of stuff. So I'm about to kind of just act the fool. Good to be free, but I'm excited because the baby's here. Whoa.
Yeah, I did motion for having a funny episode because it's been a kind of like a crazy past couple weeks, and I just kind of need to pick me up and turn around. But it's still gonna be a damn good of a laugh today.
Always.
Looks like we're starting with the pork theory today.
with the pork conspiracy.
So as we were preparing for starting the episode, talking about what we're all gonna have for dinner, but essentially, a lot of us grew up on the meal
Pork chops so chunky.
And my question was, whatever happened to pork chops? If you have ever been someone who's eaten pork chops in your family, like, did it stop? Like, was there a time that, like, there was a last time you had pork chops before, like, it never happened again? I know that used to be I want to say maybe like a weekly thing, or like a bi-weekly thing.
Hey, you got to cut in the theme song to Soul Food in that part where you talk about pork chops disappearing.
What, the mama?
Yeah, not Dear Mama. The Boys to Me and Mama song.
Mama, you know I love you.
You lost some pork chops. You remember your last pork chop?
Her legs weren't the only thing that was gone that day.
They chopped the pork too.
The pork.
Yeah. Yo, so okay, on a real tip, that kind of does remind me of something. He about to unmute me again. Last time we did this, I was acting up, and then he unmuted me, but I had the perfect intro. That man said, "Boop." I was like, "Oh." But anyways,
Wasn't a flashing light in his face.
I didn't know if it was the flashing that was on or the solid that was off. But real spill though, a lot of the pork like took a really slow dive after my pops got died. It was real light, but it was actually real inspirational because I seen him basically turn it around and stop it before it could spread. Like, he hasn't had a problem with it since he did what he did. And I think that was a time where like pork consumption was at a minimum in my house. So not to make completely fun, but at the same time, we all know that Big Mama has become a very good joke. Not in a good way, like the same kind of way that like we grew up laughing at some fucked up shit. Real for real,
Yeah.
like goddamn, what's love got to do with it? Like, you know what I mean? But Color Purple, like we was laughing at that shit. Let's be real. But at the same time, yeah, that shit is hilarious. Hit it on the head.
Your dad,
Hey, mama, your arm.
your dad did what most black families.
Oh, well, shit, I'm kind of scared about what I might have to do in the next 10 years. But I honestly, I don't need a lot of pork. I just eat a lot of bullshit. And like, I'm kind of getting to that point to where it's time to turn around. Like, I'm settled in home with my family and everything. Like, I'm going to start hopefully eating a little bit different and picking up some different habits, and hopefully it'll be time to get more fish. And
Oh, what up, Sean?
oh, what up, Sean?
Good news. Our podcast very own Sean got himself another gig.
Hey, what you doing now, bro?
Congrats to Sean.
Yes.
Thought he'd be working today, but you know.
Hey,
I'll let him tell it. That's his news. I just wanted to congratulate him live.
congratulations, sir. You don't want to tell it? That's cool. You know, I understand hush hush. Working talk. Oh. I thought he was military, so I thought he might have been like picked something up or got like re-enlisted.
He said, "Oh." The disrespect.
Who is Tarjay? I am so sorry.
Notice the E.
It's Tarjay. My bad. Hey, but then, congratulations. I didn't mean to, like, you know. Shut up, Mike. I thought it was military.
Disrespect.
It's not disrespectful. Look, he ain't even talking no more. Like,
All you.
and that's all you. That's all that matters. Damn it. Oh, you couldn't read that?
No, it's at a weird angle for me.
Oh, okay. You want me to narrate?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
You good, motherfucker. You good. I will tell you only what you need to motherfucking know. It was military. If it was military related, motherfucker. I always wanted to narrate something like Samuel Jackson. You didn't ask how, but I did,
I just thought you.
and it just happened naturally.
Was it Samuel Jackson or Floyd Mayweather Jr.?
Maybe a little bit of both. Hey, man.
He said a little bit of both. Shit.
Mike don't know I'm blind in one eye. But also,
He said, "Oh, I'll do it." What you
I used to be 2020, motherfucker.
4 years ago.
Oh man, it was actually 6 now. It's my cataracts. Look like I'm.
Oh my god.
Needed it. As you can see, the gloves are off, and there's no chill on this podcast today, and I'm 100% here for it. You know what? And I'm gonna get one more serious thing off my chest so I can go ahead and get back all the way to this funny. I owe Ashley like a bunch because she's at home. She's up and moving. She's doing her thing, but like not really able to go and kind of get these kicks like I do at this time. So I'm gonna have to try to give her a whole lot of something, vacation wise, or something. Like I ain't got it like that. I'm not, don't. But
Give her a home spa day.
it's like I'm gonna say it like this for real. be considerate after your woman done had a kid. Like,
Absolutely.
give her everything, because even after the 9 months is over, it's 6 more weeks until she can or whatever. But always, man, like, applaud them women for what they do.
I'm having trouble spelling today too. And
Thank you, Sean. I appreciate
you
it.
get the time to correct it.
He's also not 8 feet away from his monitor.
I had to get that one in because we're about to talk about.
But, so we can get back to being stupid. Shouts out to my lady for doing it. And yeah, let go. See.
He said, "See him squinting over there."
Georgia.
Said squinting, not playing the piano.
The whole day through. No, just
You know what's crazy? That's gonna be your karma sometime and later
Hey, man,
on when you blind.
Don't do that.
They're gonna take you to a concert.
told
They're gonna
you.
have you turned all the way
It
around.
don't take but one more strike to this, and I'm done. And I'm done. My right eye is but
Why did you throw a little Tyrone Biggums in that?
what?
Because he was doing
Ray
this.
Charles was Tyrone Biggums before Tyrone Biggums was Tyrone Biggums. What you mean? Why? They cousins, fool.
Did he really? Was he on
He
drugs?
was a heroin addict.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
You've never seen Ray?
Is that why he does this?
You've never seen Ray? Well,
They
it is
portray
a
the
blind
drug.
thing.
Yeah.
It is a blind thing as well. But when I say, yeah, because look how Stevie plays.
That's both. of them.
There's a motion thing that has something to do with it, I believe.
That's autism.
It's blindness if you consider the two, because it's the common denominator, Mike.
I've never seen one blind person doing this other than them two motherfuckers.
Hey, I ain't saying Stevie was the cleanest motherfucker either. That he probably needed to be blind because we would be screwed if that motherfucker.
I figured the way he
as
was
well as
cheesing
they
and
say.
rocking, he might be on the spectrum.
Who?
I wonder. I think he's on the
Probably.
spectrum because he's.
First of all, we will not slander Stevie in this podcast today because he makes my happy music. But you ain't wrong either.
Your happy music was made by a man who's always happy.
Because he can't see shit. Because he can't look at motherfuckers like you, Mike. I couldn't
He's
imagine.
black, you know that, right?
Who?
Stevie Wonder. That his colorful world is only in the head. He's black.
Damn. Yo, imagine you can't go to the show. You can't play your own music at the show because you black, but you don't know if you black or not because you ain't never seen your skin tone. Ain't that a bitch?
Do you think that's where Dave Chappelle got the idea for the Bigsby skit?
Clayton Bixby?
Yeah.
Nah, I heard that was like a real historical thing. I heard it was somebody. I didn't research this one. Kind of like Uncle Ruckus was the dude that infiltrated the Klan. I think Clayton Bixby was actually a figure that was kind of blind and didn't really understand. Yeah. I don't quote me on that.
I would love,
but
I would love to see like a biopic or a documentary about Stevie Wonder and like his upbringing, if they have one.
they might mess around and do one after
They
he
need
died,
to.
but he ain't gonna leave him alone if they do.
Yeah.
He can't see, but he's still gonna run. I don't care what it looked like. This is what I want you to tell it to feel like.
I see, but I know that's some bullshit.
And then pull off in that Lincoln. Like,
Here's the thing. Why is it every time I do an impression of him, I close my eyes?
same reason I do like this every time I do Ray Charles or Tyrone Biggums. Since we want to talk about it.
Tyrone Biggums, that's iconic. He gets to itch your neck.
But so was Ray Charles.
Ray Charles, it just looks like he's
Bro,
trying to read
you're not
the
going
board.
to sit here and tell me you never seen Ray.
I have, but I don't remember him having a drug problem.
That was half the movie.
I probably wasn't really paying
That was
attention.
3/4 of the movie because he went to rehab.
Actually, I didn't watch. No, I did. I don't remember him. I don't remember him having a drug problem.
Nigga, you ain't never seen Ray.
I probably no.
Was that Get On Up, maybe the James Brown?
No, because that was who did James? That was
Chadwick Boseman.
yeah,
R.I.P.
yeah.
to the king. The Warrior King.
Did not.
Hey
I'm not even gonna take that joke any further than where it's at.
man.
Nope.
Anyways,
No, I've not seen Ray. Keep it at that.
put that on the list with They Clone Tyrone.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a note. Mike has never seen Ray. I might put this on Facebook as a status so you can ridicule him publicly. The door, see? John got you too. It is wild. I love that movie though. Jamie Foxx did his thing on that movie, man. He glued his own eyes shut for months so he can get that role down.
Did he really?
He did.
Oh, is that why he
Jamie
was always
Foxx
looking like he was?
Yeah, like he was, you know what I mean? He did the whole blonde thing that whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think looking back on and trying to understand like the disability with blindness, why people would always actually try closing their eyes.
Let me be a testimony. Because I used to have 20/20 right vision. I lost it fight 2017, right eye.
Okay.
So now I notice myself there's a correction, a natural correction. I can see when I have both my eyes open. If I close this one,
Yeah.
it's blurry. But the eyes do certain things naturally that you have no idea what you have control over. So like this is gonna eventually start like sagging, stuff like
Even
that.
with a lifetime of blindness?
Huh?
Even with a lifetime of blindness?
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's reacting to different lights and all that kind of stuff. You know, your eyes are still working, but they're not giving you anything. So a lot of people,
Okay.
no, there's a lot of different kinds of blindness.
That's helpful
there's
to
one
know
thing
because I was so naive to the fact I'm just like, oh, so you can't see.
Yeah,
I would understand that because they're an organ that's still there, like you're not taking them out. But
Yeah,
like,
no.
I didn't think that they would
No.
still be affected to
There
a
are so-
fraction of light.
some people like lose their sight completely due to like, let's say like a war vet or something like that.
Yeah.
Like they might not have nothing because of the amount of damage.
Yeah.
Like, but I have corrective vision, so this one is putting in overtime.
Okay. So
Uh,
being blind, I guess like when you consider it, there's a legally blind. But
mhm.
some people can like they're like, oh, I'm like the
Yeah, I'm legally blind
person,
in
like-
this eye.
Okay.
And
It's just like you can't see well enough to like drive or use a motorized vehicle.
better not let sweat get in this. Better not let shit happen to them. I'll
Was it
tell
a-
you that.
Was
But,
it a bar fight that you got into?
No, it was a brawl.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have no beef with nobody in there, so I was helping people get out. I used to be a bouncer, you know what I mean? And so I was in the same place that I used to bounce in, not on the clock, doing my job basically.
Yeah.
Shit, you know. But this was my boy. I wouldn't have did this
Injured on your
nobody
day off.
else, basically.
Yeah.
But but this was my boy and everything. But it transpired I got hit in the face with a bottle before I started throwing hands.
I was gonna
And,
because I only imagine that's why you're partially blind.
Yeah, well,
Or
I
tank
can't.
like you. I
Bro,
wouldn't
I told you I
assume
can't
of-
fight. I can, but I can't.
I feel
Like,
like you have the same issue that Shane Gillis has though.
huh.
He says that he can't fight, but he's so big and intimidating. It only takes so much.
Yeah,
From you
like,
to hurt someone else.
Look, I tell you what, the fist that I took to the eye would probably knock somebody out.
Yeah.
I stumbled,
Uh-huh.
I didn't fall, take a hit,
Yeah.
but like if I was a fighter, I would have been aware that he was there.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
But yeah, you know what I mean. I moved him first. You know what I mean. That's what
But
happened.
that also kind of like commends the fact that you're that big of a threat that someone had to just bottle to you.
Yeah, because it happened before I could take 2 steps toward the situation when it first happened.
Yeah.
They scoped me out a long time before that.
Yeah.
So like I had no idea. Like this is over some daddy shit too. And not to like shit on nobody. I did enough of that in the past. So
Yeah.
it's over.
I mean,
You know.
that's
We
just the truth of the matter.
But yeah, it's just petty shit. And Bro, without I don't even need glasses. Like I'm still like out here. But yeah, you know, this I'm not really. If you'd have called me, like if you'd have fought me doing something like, and I was taking it personal,
Yeah.
it's a whole different story. But I couldn't take anything personally in that
It's not your
situation
fight.
because it wasn't really my fight.
Yeah.
Until I got hit with a bottle. So I'm completely disoriented at one point in time, pissed off.
Yeah.
Got a hole in my lip. Like, I mean, this thing knocked a hole in my lip, in my nose
where
right
you have
here,
that
and in my
scar.
ear. Which one? This one?
The one right here. You have the scar
It's
right here.
one right here, and then there's
Yeah.
one right here.
Oh, okay. I see it right there.
Think how many scars I got on my face? I don't use mirrors too often. Someone went right here, above on the bridge, right
like
here.
A spot right here, but you have that one there. I can see the one on your eye now that you pointed out.
Let me.
It was the right eye that they took out.
If you're talking about this scar right here on by my nostril.
Yeah, right where your finger.
Right here.
Yeah. Line right there. Unless it's just. No,
I'm tired, boss.
There is like a scar. You have to look up.
Like right here?
Yeah.
Right here. You can see that?
Yeah.
That's from where the eye was blacked.
Oh, really? Oh,
I didn't know that was still there.
Oh.
And then it is a scratch right here by my nostril. That's what I thought you was talking about.
Oh, okay.
And then, yeah, so it was right here. You can't see this one. You really couldn't see this one unless you really look. And then there's one right on the bridge of my nose, and then the one that cuts into my mustache. That was all in one. Oh. Okay, define heal. Because I went the next day and got stitches. Then everything was good. I had a black eye for like 3 weeks. Then I didn't know about this. I thought it would happen on its own and it never went away. And I went and got it and like told me what was up. But I probably had stitches for 2 weeks. And I went into the bathroom. I cut my shit out myself. I didn't go.
Oh, okay.
Because what happened, I had some internal ones, you know, the dissolving ones.
Yeah.
And one day, like, you know, I dealt with it pretty good, man. Like, I wasn't like, that night I was fucked up. It was a pretty bad night. But after that, like, I got up and it was around pretty good. So a couple weeks, I had these stitches in my mouth, and I'm sitting up here on the couch, and I'm laughing a little too hard. Broke my stitches. Nothing else. Like, nothing. It didn't, like, bust or nothing like that. But it was just time.
Yeah.
So I just pop, and I took it, and I was like, heck, right? I mean, I had this clearly for 6-7 years now, and 2017.
Oh,
7 years.
17, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be 7, 6 going on 7. Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
Thanksgiving night. Yeah, and I wasn't on no BS. I had to work Black Friday the next day. I wasn't drinking much. I took in some other stuff I shouldn't have did, but it wasn't even like hitting me like that.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't say I just wasn't in a fucked up mindset until it got fucked up. Yeah, but lessons learned, bills paid. I went through everything when it came to that, and I did it myself. Except for the folks that took me in that night. After that, I did it myself. It hurt. It knocked me into some financial problems, limited visibility for life. But when you learn, man, you keep on pushing.
I mean, but those kind of things are fortunate. I don't think it's anything that you propelled on your own because you're looking out for someone. But like in the moment that you were trying to help protect someone, you immediately were a target. And like you were probably saying, you were a target before things fired because in those kind of situations, a lot of people may understand this. Like when you go out, especially when you're out with friends or if you're a group of guys and one or a couple of you guys looking for a fight, like you go out just because you want the action and you're around people who have like-mindedness. Sometimes whenever you see that there's another group of guys, you're already a target. Or like if you walk in as a group trying to have fun, you're already a target.
I'm gonna tell you right now, it's better to learn how to scrap than it is to monitor that much company. don't take much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you better off just learning how to get down because especially you about to walk into public school and stuff like that. You're not be able
Not always
how to
with your
defend.
people.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's exhausting to have to do both because that's part of the reason why I going out is because I don't know how to properly behave in like bar setting. I get really uncomfortable, and then, of
Yep.
course I lean on drinking to like kind of feel a little bit looser and a little more social. Then of course, like I'm so like environmentally aware, and sometimes it put people off because they thought like I was looking for something. No, like I just for some reason I'm like I'm an animal in the wild. Like I'm always like like on the ready because one, it's either looking for an escape or two, looking to protect yourself. But I would be super exhausted by the end of the night because like my head's on a swivel. Of course, when you do see a group of people coming in, you're with a mixed group of guys and girls. Like, oh, okay. For some reason, a knight in shining armor starts to kick. How am I going to get these people out the way if something happens? Like, can I trust these people to run out on their own?
You don't ever go downtown and be a knight in shining.
No, ever.
Yeah, nope, you better not. Cause no offense to
do it, but like don't look to like
don't look to do it. Like
gets you in a lot of trouble.
It gets you in. You don't know these people, and the girls are just as bad as the dudes. You out here thinking about you trying to protect the girl, and next thing you know,
they're getting you in trouble.
She rob you. You get in trouble. She gonna set you up a boyfriend over there.
That actually does happen.
Don't be no hero, chump. Don't be no hero. Where you trash
like, when sorry, I have it down. Shove it in it.
Oh
yeah, sorry.
Oh, you good?
Actually, can you?
Don't do me like that. Watched Trolls 3 the other day.
How is it?
It was funny.
Yeah. What's the other movie? I think there's another Despicable Me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Kung Fu Panda 4 came out.
Yep. I'm really surprised.
I think my son went to go see that with daycare.
I'm surprised they have a fourth.
I'm kind of surprised too, but I'm kind of excited. I've liked it.
Is he not done voicing that character?
I would be done voicing Poe. He's kind of annoying to voice.
They did a TV series without him.
Did they?
I think I'm more than certain Jack Black did not voice the TV. Oh,
I didn't know.
Because I remember seeing it on. And I'm like that.
Damn,
that's nice.
I didn't realize that. I didn't know. Nah, I did. He would. But is what's his name? Steve Carell. Is he tired of Gru? You would think so too, right?
I was watching The Rise of Gru, and I was like, I know they probably like maybe help edit, like they vocally edited his voice to make it sound like he was a kid. But if not, isn't that hell? Because it always seems like he's talking with the last of his breath while trying to swallow.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me like that.
He sounds like he might do it naturally though, a little bit easier than some people because of how his voice naturally is already though. But I would get tired.
It might be fun, but like knowing that like you have to do take after take after take, sitting in the booth, and like it's hot in there.
Yep. Ain't no fans or nothing. Them sound booths and stuff.
Yeah.
I used to really want to do that job. I used to want to be a voice actor so bad.
I think we talked about this. I still do. Oh, because I was
we doing cartoons and shit, man.
Steve Blum's masterclass about voice acting.
Oh yeah. I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah. All about it.
But before we get too far off, I got a question for you.
What's up?
When you stand up, do you worry that your ankles will buckle?
Do I stand? Wait, repeat it.
No, what's thicker, a toothpick or your ankles? What, like seriously, like what's the weight capacity at the bottom where your feet meet your shins?
In case you're wondering, these are my ankles, and we were doing audio test earlier, and I was like, my fucking ankles.
That look like them little sick wings that they give you at the cheap chicken place.
These are the heat wings.
You got them Kenyan wings where they be jumping. What percent black is that? That's like that's all your black is in your ankles. I ain't never seen nobody but a black person with those skinny ass ankles. It's okay though.
I be wearing them Lion Chaser 3s.
At least you ain't like fat, you know what I mean? Like if you had a gut, can you imagine the ankle to gut ratio? And like
No, that's why I started losing weight, because it was bad.
and it's like, can you grow your ankles? Like, do you get meatier ankles when you get no? Because I had to think about this myself, right? Like, I want to lose weight, right? Because everybody talks about how extra large my legs are. Here it was like, I got big calves, I got big thighs, I got big ankles. Unlike some people.
What's the weight capacity to ankle ratio?
I got big heels too. But now, like, what, am I gonna lose weight in my ankles?
So to answer your question, yes, ankles can grow because people get cankles.
Touche.
I think your ankles all depend on what weight it's carrying, because the heavier you get, the harder it gets to walk. That's why some people are tired.
Okay, that's
to
fair.
the point to where people get so heavy that they can't walk and they have to use those bullshit ass scooters, looking like melting ice cream on two wheels. Or sorry, like putting a stuffed animal on a Hot Wheel.
Oh shit! But nah, man. I mean,
around Walmart with the little ass basket in the front. No, damn well you need more than what you putting in there.
Let me stop. That's what I mean.
I
Hey,
hate seeing people roll around in those scooters, because like all they have in that little basket is like a carton of milk. So
I know it'd be necessary for some folks, but just like anything else good in the world, it gets like flooded by people who just basically want to make life easy.
yeah,
It drives me crazy. You're absolutely. So it's the type of person, you know, the type of people that need it. You know, they're there because they need it, but it just looks so bad. You know, and there's a whole website dedicated to this. You know, people at Walmart where, you know what I mean. This person, oh excuse me, and then they stand the fuck up on their cart and get something off the top shelf. Like, all right, I try not to dabble, but at the same time, do you? I'm judging. I'll be judged.
Okay, in your lifetime, how much do you think you've sprained your ankle? Or rolled your ankle? Sprained or rolled it?
I mean, if I had to really think about it, like I played football for a while.
Just by walking. Walking or running. Like nothing sport
about
related.
5.
The sport related is understandable.
Okay.
But like if you're walking or doing like a light jog, and for some reason
a bunch.
your brain just decided to shut down for a millisecond.
Let's say for just about every time I decide to do that, more often than not. Let's just say that. Is it easier for you to sprain your leg?
It's not.
It's not. Is that your superpower? You got super ankles.
I got strong toothpicks. You got weak meat.
I got weak meat. Is that what that is? I thought it was just called heavy and uncoordinated.
Ankle.
Man, you look at the base of Mike's legs there. You wear a size 15 with a 2-inch diameter ankle. This motherfucker's gonna like this.
Polo tink tink. Walking like those early cartoon Disney characters.
Yep.
Fire shit.
I got the yoing step.
When you do a relaxed stand up, do your legs stand in an upside down V?
Yeah, actually. You know why?
Weak ankle
Because they're
support.
fucking normal. You got the weak ankle support. You got sweep the leg, Johnny. Sweep the leg. I can like kind of rotate around and like. Matter of fact, is it an upside down? It is.
No, because you know how a lot of big people, when they can't support their own weight, they have to stand with support. So.
Yeah, no, that ain't. You said my legs or my ankles? Oh no, I'm not that kind of big. And see, that's the other thing. Like, I was always like, mobility wise,
Yeah.
I could have been that kind of big, but I'm super tall. Like, I'm lanky with it. So I've always had a really good like center of gravity.
Okay.
Like, I didn't never have like the dis.
Do that again.
Like my like
Do
you know.
truffle shuffle.
I got a homeboy that got that tattoo.
No, really?
He got Chunk doing the truffle shuffle over here. Hey, you guys! I love that movie, man. You can't be a 80s, 90s baby and not fuck.
And being in that era, if something ever looks off or someone ever sounds off, that is like one of the most effective insults ever. You just say that line and everyone goes,
Damn!
there you go.
Hey, you guys! Yeah, boy. Yeah, that was my shit, man.
We're supposed to be sitting here drawing like a wacky cartoon character, and I can't even bring myself to do it right
I'm going
now.
into like some character design stuff. Like, I'm touching on the paper, but
You know what? Since you're talking about my fucking feet and ankles.
I heard you with the get back and the kick back a little bit. He gonna have he gonna make a whole character without no ankle. Gonna be kneecaps and toes.
Head, shoulders, knees.
Damn.
Mama, you.
We didn't ever get back to the pork chops because I got all serious about the diabetes, but we got okay. So hold on though.
Perfect segue.
Speaking of ankles, let's talk about pork. Mike must not eat none. That man look like he ain't never had a piece of bacon. Feel like get this man some Krabby Patties. It'll go down to his thighs. Oh shit. Anyways, yeah, man. So we never got pork chops. Like, at a certain time, we switched over to a lot more fish. My dad don't eat fish. I love fish. So mama was always buying stuff that my dad would eat as far as groceries. So we got some stuff, a little extra thing on the side, but we ate whatever. Pork chops was just gone at one point in time. Watching Pops. Did a good job. Everything switched over. We didn't really have to. I gotta give it.
You're turning.
Damn.
First you were turning this way, now you're turning that way.
I think it's what it is.
You don't
Naturally,
like the mic.
I'm afraid that I'm talking too high into the mic. You know, I'm usually like a quiet in type of person until I get like comfortable,
Dude,
but I move around too.
So there's a limiter. You're never talking too loud into the mic.
Bitch. Okay.
Oh,
But no.
You're like that meme that like somebody was recording where like they had a spoon of cereal putting it up the TV and Ryan Gosling didn't want to eat it.
What, am I the person with the spoon?
No, you're Ryan Gosling with the mic.
Oh, come on, man. Come on. Hey, did you see that one where dude walked up to the TV while old girl was doing the Johnny Depp trial? What's her name? Amber Heard?
Uh-huh.
You know, when she did the napkin thing, she took that bump.
Yeah.
Did you see the dude walk up to the TV and prepare the napkin? And he put it in the coat, walked up to the TV, and she reached off screen and pulled back a napkin. He walked away from the TV counting money and shit.
I Okay, no, I didn't see that
That
one.
shit was funny. I'll see if
I
I
saw
can
a
put it
couple
to you.
memes on that one. Oh my god,
That
the
shit
funny
was
stuff
good.
that people do with TV, like imperfect thing. As
You see the Bear in the Big Blue House one?
saw one. Which
With
one are you
the
referring
dude was
to?
smoking and he stopped and turned around. He was like, "Hey, I smell something."
Oh yeah.
That's a good one. That one was good. That's funny. But yeah, man.
So Sean, now that we have you here, were you raised on eating pork chops as a meal?
Pork chops,
And was there ever a
chunky.
time that it stopped, like you stopped eating it? Because the question was for this topic is whatever happened to pork chops?
What is a conspiracy? The pork chops disappeared as far as a family meal. I guess apparently after everybody's parent got diabetes. Cue the soul food. I'm gonna stop making fun of motherfuckers with diabetes. But yeah, man. I mean, like, I think that was about the turning point for me. And after that, it was just like, can't throw a pork steak on the grill no more without the, like, it's not the same. It's not the same for me. Bacon is about as far as it goes for me. I like pulled pork and stuff like that. That's
Yeah.
cool. Ribs, come on. I'm not getting ribs.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just one thing. I think it was pork chops mainly that just went away. What do you think, Sean? I had my last
Probably just blew his mind.
pork chop.
Wait, what did happen to pork chops? Well, okay, so like going with pork chops while possibly waiting on him, what would have been like your best full course meal with pork chops? Whether it was something you had or something that you could pair together with pork chops.
Yeah, smothered pork chops with rice, green beans, and that's what I had with it. Rice, green beans, gravy, pork chops. I think that would be about it. Maybe some bread. Yeah, definitely a side of bread. Slice of white bread, most likely. I'll take like a wheat bun or something like that. But I love a smothered pork chop. What you looking for? Nah, I got your eraser right here. My bad. But yeah, man. I love
Rice.
smothered meat. Gotcha. Daily double.
I love smothered meat.
You may have had meat before, but have you ever smothered your meat?
How well do you think you do in a hot dog eating contest?
Now I have to ask, is this a serious question? Or is this just some slapstick shit to where, I mean, do I have to pause after every, no diddy after every hot dog, or
You are trying to see how much you can fit in your...
no diddy?
Keep going.
No.
No interruptions.
No, I have to digest something. No, then I'm
digest that
I'm not
meat.
participating. No diddy.
Oh, Diddy. Take that.
Where- We'll be right back. Oh shit.
I've been watching a lot of Adam Ray, Dr. Phil stuff.
So with the slow sales of pork chops, do you think that the meat industry here we go. Back to big meat subject.
Just missing the entire question.
Absolutely. I thought we was done. I thought I said it. No. I can't. No. It all beef. Because the pork had to go somewhere. So where'd the pork go? Because we ain't eating pork chops no more. See?
When did they start
See?
saying all beef hot dogs?
after they got rid of pork chops, fool. Goes full circle.
Oh my
Use
god.
your mind, brother. Use your mind. Now the beef. Now the beef.
Where's the beef? I'm only because as a kid you would never think about this stuff, but like Oscar Mayer wieners came around. They saying all beef?
Nope. Now you gotta do some digging, huh? We just started a whole conspiracy over pork chops, ladies and gentlemen. So if y'all at the house eating pork chops, let me know, because maybe that's where they all went. But no, like I had them a couple of times since, and it's never been the same. Real spill. Mama used to bake them in the not bake them, but like it just oven, however you want to say it. It used to have a little, all that shit. No, we don't do it anymore. It ain't even much. It's ham on the holidays and stuff, but pork chops is gone.
Is there a pork shortage?
Should have been, but look at the price of bacon, so possibly.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Gotta say, man. I mean, but that's just the way of the world, man. Until we get our own, and we got to think about stuff like that. They couldn't recreate the chops. That's the problem. That was the part of the pig that they couldn't duplicate was the chops. Now they 3D printing everything, but it can't get the correct axis on the printer.
That one, that I do know is like a huge conspiracy slash truth, because we do know that the meat is always being processed, but like they do use dyes to try to get it to look like it's fresh. But in reality, fresh cut meat does tend to brown because of the oxygen that's in it. But if it's not browning, it's not that it's disgusting. That's real meat. They just didn't dye it. Because if you think about it, you freeze meat, like actual meat that hasn't been processed in a plant, it browns.
Yep. And what you think about that?
Huh. I'm to stop eating meat.
Probably. Unless we grow it.
Time, but...
Unless we grow it ourselves. I mean, not even grow it. Unless we raise it ourselves. Hey, y'all, I grew some meat.
My meat grows daily.
Every morning. A couple times before bed.
2:30 afternoon.
Day one, what up, eating my meat?
Day one, what up, eating? Day
Day
one,
what up, eating my meat? Oh, shit. Oh, man.
What were you saying about the regenerative cells of pork?
They couldn't duplicate it with the 3D printer, the pork chop specifically, that area. They couldn't get the right axis on the 3D printer to duplicate a pork chop. And this is complete bullshit, but right off the dome, maybe that's why there was a pork chop shortage. And yeah.
Oh, you know what? Oh no, that's beef pork. It probably also coincides with the fact, like around that time, there was a lot of salmonella and outbreaks going on. West Nile, there was the mad cow disease.
Swine flu. Swine flu is what happened. That's around the same time. Maybe a few years before. That I stopped, but
yeah. Where it all went.
Don't get me wrong, I eat pork like a motherfucker. Sausage, bacon.
Because whatever happened to the swine flu?
Anything happened to COVID? It passed. I mean, as far as anything that has life goes.
Yeah.
Ain't none of that shit ever really gone.
I've only heard
COVID's still strong, but it ain't swine flu.
I've really heard.
It's another outbreak of the bird flu. Bird flu is. They find it in like livestock and stuff, but that's normally where it stays, so they keep it at bay, so you don't hear about it that much.
Yeah.
But in the news, you'll hear about like right now is bird flu. I think they have to monitor it.
Bird flu comes around every now and then. I think it would be highly. I think the levels would be high in mostly New York because of all the pigeons.
Well, no, I think it's like the particular bacteria is kind of like more of. I think they keep it somewhere more. So farm type shit, like because of the dirt content and everything like that. I think
Okay. I know. I think I remember watching something like they touched on like the bird.
Now,
And
don't get me wrong, pigeons are everywhere. So yeah,
yeah.
quite possibly an outbreak from
Well,
there. But if it
yeah.
starts in a certain place and you control it
Right.
there, that's
Yeah.
kind of where.
And I use pigeons as an example because like they're predominantly present.
Yeah, there's
New
no
York.
jurisdiction.
But with with like finding it in other like like the like you said in farms and stuff, like birds flying around are naturally picking up all the bacteria in the air and stuff. So yeah, no, that'd be crazy to think about. 'Cause every now and then you hear bird flu's back. Like it's even more rare to hear West Nile's back, but like it happens.
Yeah,
then,
shit like that.
But yeah, no, I haven't heard about mad cow or swine in so long. It's like almost forgot about it.
Oh, mad cowboy. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, and it could be a number of things, man. But I think, pork chops is just gone. Still eating pork chops. Like I said, let us know or just reevaluate your life.
Yeah,
You don't need that much cholesterol, dog. And I'm saying that. I'm made of cholesterol, caffeine, a few other herbal substances, but you don't need that much cholesterol.
and it's also good awareness too because like you probably recall too. Like there is this that says that a lot of African Americans have a lot of they hold a higher statistic of diabetes, cancer due to fatty ingredients.
But don't get me wrong, like I like to be funny and everything, but that's why I got serious and almost turned the subject from that because that is real. Like that's real. And I experienced it, so I was like, man, I'm not making fun of this shit for real, but like shit ain't never not been funny. I mean, well it has, but
And as with all comedy, like
and
we're not saying it because comedians say it. Like a lot of people turn to hilarity because it helps them not only ease the pain but also understand the situation. Because a lot of people who make it hilarious are experiencing it personally or indirectly due to like family. And so when there's people who
or if you've seen Soul Food,
or if there's people who like are really supportive of whatever narrative it is, they're the ones who are offended by it. But if you think about it, a lot of people who go through it, like they'll tell you this. If there's a way you can talk about it to spread awareness of it, we're not necessarily making fun of people who have diabetes, have cancer, have passed away. It's just that this is one way that we can help ourselves. Like what people think, social butterflies, because like they're there to kind of like
type of person.
You take everything.
It ain't me. It depends on who dies, but
allow yourself to be offended. And we're not saying not be offended. Like if you're offended, let's talk about it. Like this is why the platform is open. Because we would like to understand. And I think we can all understand it. Conversation.
I think that's why people are supposed to say they're offended, not to tell us that we're wrong, but to at least give us a reason to like
that's a
explain.
That
you know what I mean?
Right there
whether I'm wrong or not, let me tell you where I'm coming from, and we can go all certain ways or whatever. But it shouldn't be to argue with it as speaking like adults.
Right. It's not the fact that we're wrong; it's that you're offended. So let's talk about it.
Yeah.
That was well put.
Thanks. But anyways, I guess off the diabetes conversation, because we figured out what happened with the pork chops. Do we want to throw this case in the cold case files, or do we want to leave it open?
The what?
The pork chop conspiracy.
Oh, probably find some way to circle back on it.
Okay, it's open, still open. Good coverage though. Good coverage though.
Because I'll look back when editing. I'll probably do some research. I'm like, oh, guess what I found out.
We can bring it back, man. That's something that the people might need to know. We'll see what happens.
I would hate to close it knowing that we have the viewership that we have now, for anyone to go back and be like, no, like someone has some.
Like
that's something.
We can incorporate like some logos popping up, or like the pork chop conspiracies, like a segment.
Now, to end it off, you were saying that I had Kenyan.
You do indeed have Kenyan. How high can them things spring? You know what? Nah, he look like Hopper from A Bug's Life. That boy got them springboard force.
Hopper from A Bug's Life. That was a good one.
I had to throw that one at you.
It was either that or the grasshopper.
It is a grasshopper.
You say hopper. Why am I thinking about the ant?
Nah, not Flick. Flick. You know, Flick didn't have no jumps, man. I mean, like you look like you can really get up there with that boy. Talking about how your ankles did like an upright V instead of an upside down V. You know what I mean? So you gotta have like some compression here. Just your ankles do like this. Yoink.
It's the cartoon bounce sound.
So we had what segued us to our movies? Because I've been talking about soul food this whole time, but
speaking of films,
since I still got a little funk left in me.
So we were talking about earlier, because you mentioned that you watch How High again.
Pork chops, chunky. It's all full circle, folks. Diabetes, high cholesterol, pork chops, and chunkies. What will we do next?
And happiness. This is pure joy.
This is pure joy.
What would be your Mount Rushmore of weed or get high movies?
How many heads is on Mount Rushmore? 4? All right, so gotta be How High. In no particular order. How High, Friday, Grandma's Boy, and Half Baked.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. That's my era, I would say, because I put up a top 50 of the. I didn't even put no Cheech and Chong in there, and those movies are hilarious. But for the ones that I know that I've studied, I could have put. I would. I'll give you a couple honorable mentions, maybe.
Yeah.
Dang. See, and this is why I didn't.
Okay. How about this? 7 Wonders.
7 Wonders.
Yeah.
Okay. There's my 4. And I will have to say, Cheech and Chong's first one, Up in Smoke.
Was that the first?
Up in Smoke, their first one.
I didn't think it was.
The one where they driving that big truck covered in weed.
Yeah, I remember seeing it when I was a kid and like one of my favorite movies.
Mm-hmm.
But like when I went to look for it, I was like, oh, Cheech and Chong's first. I don't know, because like I know they had one where like they were acting like that one was
Yeah. And then I thought there was one where they was like on tour or something. But it was, I think it was like the one right after the Up in Smoke. Oh, you gotta put Pineapple Express.
Yeah, that's a
Pineapple
good one.
Express is definitely up there. I gotta put Harold and Kumar there. But I gotta figure out which is the best one.
Oh yeah.
So if we do a 7, definitely. But my first 4 are still my Rushmore. Harold and Kumar. I'm probably gonna have to go Escape from Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah.
I love Go to White Castle, but Guantanamo Bay was a whole different level. And I reserve the 3rd one for favorite Christmas. That one, that one, that's my shit.
Follow up.
Yes.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
I ain't never seen Die Hard.
What? You haven't? The door.
Yeah, no, I've never seen Die Hard, and I get flagged for it. It's actually one I've never even really cared. Like, I like Bruce Willis. Yeah, no, I might have to watch that one.
Die Hard?
Yeah, why not? Right?
Yeah.
I don't know, because I like going back and watching those Seagal movies.
The golf fan?
What? Who's not an old action 80s, 90s movies fan? Doesn't really have to be anything. It's Hollywood, man. You don't watch Steven Seagal movies for martial arts accuracy. Absolutely not. That is not why I'm here.
Yes, that's why you would watch Chuck Norris and Jean-Claude Van Damme. Martial arts accuracy.
No, I'm here for the action. Now, am I going to say that a Steven Seagal movie is better than any of those? That's where you can get offended. That's where you can get offended because I know better. I know better. Like
I don't.
but what?
I don't know
What?
why. Like ever since I've been a kid, seeing him, I was never a fan. I was like,
Yeah,
I don't know. I just
and I
like
could
I could
see
never pick up on the fact that he was like cool.
he wasn't like he was to me. He just was not like. I watched that one movie was Under Siege, the one where he was on the submarine and the military and stuff. And I thought I did it like I said, if I was a kid, I was never a fan of them because they wasn't even really in the house like that. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I always knew it was like kind of on some back of the bus shit as far as a Seagal movie. My mom had a copy of Out for Justice that I wanted to watch all the time, but I never watched it. I might watch that, but that's the reason why I go back and watch those kind of.
Okay.
So yeah, I would be okay with going back and kind of peeping out some old movies like that. I haven't watched. Trying to think about the name of that movie.
Do you remember like what he was doing or what he was?
He was
most
with
famous
some
for in that
girl.
film?
There was a famous girl in there. It wasn't Jamie? It might have been Jamie Lee Curtis. He was trying to save her. But hey, now what's on your Rushmore and then Seven Wonders?
So definitely Grandma's Boy, number one.
Okay.
Pineapple Express, I'd have to put up there.
Okay.
Dude, Where's My Car?
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that one
Okay.
was,
That was a
going
good
back
slip
on
up.
it now, it's like
That shit
what
is
the fuck
funny.
this? But yeah, it is. I'd have to say Carolyn Cooper.
Yeah.
The other ones I like, and then it's a tie between. Wait, no, what? I said Grandma.
Grandma's Boy, Pineapple Express.
Where's My Car?
Where's My Car? Harold and Kumar. That's your Rushmore.
Yeah, because
Okay.
those, unfortunately, I really did enjoy Half Baked, but all those other movies, I think it's a tie between Half Baked and Dude, Where's My Car?
That's fair. That's exactly what I was thinking.
So,
Those two could
would
be interchanged.
Grandma's Boy, Pineapple Express, Guantanamo Bay, and tie between Dude, Where's My Car and Half Baked.
Completely fair.
Yeah. And then of course you got How
Seven
High,
Wonders.
Funny.
How high?
I always got to go with it. Up and Smoke.
Up in Smoke.
I'd have to get Friday too.
Oh yeah, you gotta do Friday.
Oh wait, no, Friday 3. Friday after next.
Okay.
Friday after next.
Friday after next, the
Yeah.
Christmas one?
Yeah.
You paying rent today? Or Jamie gonna come see you tonight? Like that your son's
Oh, and Craig. Tell your fine daddy I said hi.
Hey man. Hey man, she was out of line. She was out of pocket, man.
It's like me because I wasn't really ever big on weed. I didn't have any movies where I could be like, oh, this I wouldn't watch if I was high. I think me personally, especially being heavily influenced by whiskey, like
That's
really
wild.
influence is the wrong way to say it. I really enjoyed Wiz Khalifa, but him being one of like the big weed smoker artists, like everyone's like, "Dude, do you smoke weed?" I was like, "No, I just really love music."
So that's funny because to me, like, I was always listening to stoner music, always watching stoner movies. Like, you know, I started smoking weed after Pineapple Express came out. You know what I mean? I was 26 when I started smoking.
Is that what propelled you to do it, or
No, absolutely not. The thing that probably made me most comfortable at one point is when they decriminalized it.
Fair point. Okay.
I didn't want to go to jail. You know what I mean? It was like, I'm not about to get caught up doing this stuff. You know, I already got enough of a problem drinking, all this other kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Then drinking started hurting a little bit too much, and you know, the bud was cool. So that's when I started. Like, I made the switch, and it was a whole lot more. I wouldn't say a whole lot more healthy.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess so in a way, because you know how alcohol, just because of the way that alcohol can tear you up. You know what I mean? We don't do that like that.
Then, of course, everybody about smoking, air program, drugs, weed, big one.
We all let bro down, man.
It was crazy. because like weed was a big one that they were trying to push, but
Crack's still on the streets.
like you know, like
And guess who gave it
it
to
was
us?
heavy.
Guess who
So, like,
gave it
they would
to
call it
us?
smack, right? Like never do smack, never smoke. Like weed was a huge because like they were like legalize weed or no, not legalized. I mean that was one of the protests. But, like they were like make it illegal. Like, they had banned, like they had the circle with the line drawn, all weed. But where was crystal meth? Where was
Excuse me.
where was heroin? Like where was the ban on?
Bro, they barely knew that shit was a thing
In the
back
back
then,
burner,
which is
you have
crazy.
like okay, so like if you put on like a common dare poster, weed emblem, circle with the line going down and or in the back, smaller.
You know what that is? Yeah,
Propaganda.
yeah. Because they know niggas like weed, man.
Weed, they have like a little pill bottle.
Why
they
you
have a
think that-
syringe?
Why you think they still
Alcohol.
test so heavily for THC nowadays? Even though it's getting legalized in places. Like, don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, everybody do what they do, but bruh, it takes weed the longest to come out of your system. So where I could fully understand where some companies want people to smoke weed on there. How would you know if they're doing it on your clock or not? You know
Right.
what I mean? I can go home and smoke weed, but it'll still be in my system tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
And why they criminalize it so heavily? Your eyes
Mhm.
okay.
Mhm.
Like, to still be out in public where people are locked up for smoking or
Well, you
possessing.
can technically, if the cop is good enough, you can get a DUI for smoking weed.
No, like what I mean is like people who get DUIs and then of course you hear how people have more than one.
Mm-hmm.
People have a handful of DUIs, but they're still out roaming around, just unable to drive.
Technically,
But people who were caught smoking weed in possession or selling at the time, I kind of understood, but like smoking or had like a small amount.
Yeah, you have to have a certain amount before you get in any real trouble for
Right.
it. Like they'll give you a ticket. I'm not sure how much said ticket is, and
But you remember like when they were doing searches,
uh,
they were looking for relief and like, oh, this is weed. Like no,
I've
we were just
seen-
outside. That's a sticker.
they have to. I think at this point they got it to where there has to be so much to where you would kind of credit or you have to do.
Right.
I don't like being on the record talking about some of that stuff. I don't know if we get infractions for it to really matter, but I've been pulled over.
Of weed.
That wasn't far from when I got pulled over. It just depends on who you are dealing with.
Yeah.
People can have their opinion about WP.
Pretty fair.
So,
Pretty fair.
whatever going on internally, I don't know. I don't care.
I mean, I think
They've been real
was-
reasonable. You can't really.
in a general sense, like through the nation, when they were really trying to make it illegal, like just flat out illegal. No one can have it. No.
That's like real.
Even if you talk about it, they're like, "Oh, we're flagging you."
But that's some back in the day shit though. Are they still doing that now?
No, that was my point. Like the
Oh, okay.
transition from like when they were so heavy about searching for it to the point they're like, "Oh, we think playing outside for a long time." They would go looking for like the smallest little grain of weed, like say that you had a possession and locked up for a long time for it. Now it's like, oh, you've got it. Okay, here's it.
Yeah.
But like that's why a lot of people who were locked up for having weed, like when they were smoking it or they found a roach, they got like what 30 days, months jail. That was a thing. Like like people were getting locked up,
I know
for
what you.
having
I see what you're
roaches.
saying.
but and like they had like make it illegal type thing, and, like convincing the masses that it was just this like super bad drug to have.
Yeah.
All the while
Yeah.
heroin is still being pushed around the nation.
Well, like you say, propaganda, man. People got their agendas to push. And a lot of the time, people don't really understand that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That shit has to do with, on the money end, one corporation trying to shut the other one down. On the donation end of the upcoming election type shit. You know what I mean? No, for real. Think about when the NRA was a big
Yeah.
issue and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what if it was a big propaganda scheme? Because now they're no
But
longer
do you
dependent on-
really I like for real. Okay, do you really have to sell weed? Like
No.
you,
No.
because the only reason I say that is because exactly what you said. As soon as you get caught, you're getting back to square one. So if you feel like that's what you got to do, you got to be good enough to not get caught, because otherwise you're only going to feed my girl go to sleep to some of like the not narcos type stuff, but to catch a smuggler type stuff.
Okay.
That's the one she got. There was a dude on there. He was like, "Yeah, man, I've been in the game for 21 years." I'm thinking, what? Like, come on, man.
It's just like how hacking was. Remember how hacking used to be such a big deal? Everybody wanted to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Now no one's that you hear about, because when you hear about people who are hacking, either you get recruited or you're being blacklisted.
I thought you were supposed to get in and get out. Period. You know.
So the thing is that the perception, which they pretty much did well, because not only did they allow people to believe that's how you get out of the hood, but for music videos and rap music, all they talk about is selling drugs.
Yeah,
I mean, like, not
I guess
now, but,
rappers do be still selling drugs out there.
Well, they
like,
talk about it, but at the same time, once they get made, like, they know they don't have to do it anymore. But a lot of people who got famous, they know they didn't have to do it. They focused on a rap career, they put themselves out there, and got selected.
But even like, okay, so if I needed to go pick up a couple ounces
Yeah.
and start distributing, I'm only going to pick up a couple of ounces so I can get the things that I need in order to, like, okay, I'm going to pick up a couple ounces so I can go pay this tuition, or like, not even to sound so pretentious about it, to get a suit so you can get the interview that you was looking for. You know, if you ain't if you ain't in jail, what do you have to protect yourself from outside of an ass whooping? Like, and I'm saying this as somebody who has I'll call myself all the time. It's privilege.
Yeah.
Speaking from a place of privilege.
Yeah.
So, what do you really have to lose beyond? Look at how many people are that go on their own in the same predicaments. They come out and become a lot better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They go against the grain.
Yeah.
What do you really have to lose, and why do you feel like you have to choose? But I don't think anybody really has that answer if they didn't go out and do it.
It would, if anyone did have the answer, it would be a very small 1% actually had. They wanted out as soon as possible. They weren't trying to make it their lifestyle, like walking around talking about, oh, what's up, this and that. What you been
in the game though? Like it's permanent. Like that's the decision that you make that day. Nobody gets in the game to get out.
Yeah.
But
I think that like when people who get in it because they survive, they act differently.
But
Some kind of like they want to be a part of something.
okay, so maybe I could say like we think about this a basketball player that's really good in hoops, and some set decides to take him in because they protect him or whatever, and I guess that's where you could say they have to join the game. I don't know how often that happens. I just wouldn't be that good at basketball because I know, but my thing is like in Wichita especially, like anybody can get a job at Walmart and do something. You know what I mean? You can always do something. Here, I'll speak from where I'm at.
Yeah.
You're in the game because you don't want to work at Walmart.
Yes. Mostly, yeah, because like I feel like I'm better than.
Like
there's no respect.
I didn't ever go to work at Burger King because I don't want to go work at Burger King. That don't mean I got one thing. There's a series of clips I've seen. This dude has like 60, 70 reasons why I could never be a thug, and all he doing is singing the intros to these old classic songs and all these songs and stuff. It was like they'll have people looking at him like, what the fuck? And that's for real what it is. Like I was the same way. I was like, man, I check all these boxes, making my way downtown, walking fast. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, this is the same thing. But I mean, but to know that it's like a lot of people is outside of their lane.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh, dude.
Not
it's
you.
Crazy because
Not
you look
you.
at how many people that you with are acting different. You didn't grow up that way. You had all the J's.
Like, bro, I know your mama.
All the
You said
consoles.
you had all the
games.
J's.
Like it was crazy because like, because of the way that the house was and like the way my siblings grew up, we didn't really get a lot. But my dad got us what he could, family got us what they could, and we were able to get by. Like it wasn't like we were on survival, but we managed.
Right.
It was kind of borderline, but we managed.
Right.
Like, we were able to get a TV. We had a house computer. We got the consoles a little later when they were out, but like, we had a few games for each console. It was a little better as time went on as we got older, but when we were younger, tough. I'm sitting here going to school. We don't have a lot of new clothes. Like, it was like every school year at the beginning, whatever shoes you got, that's what had to last throughout the entire year.
Yep.
So like, especially when Champs Sports had this sale where
buy
you
one
get
get one.
for
Yep.
$89.99.
Yep.
Dude, we flourished. Getting your clothes from
Hey.
Walmart, and I was super fine with that. Like, they had better clothes than me. Some better. but like, you go to school and you got people who come like every birthday, every Christmas, every Eid. They have the new Jordans, they have Nikes, the nicer clothes, all sports related clothes.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
And people who have the Xbox, they're playing all the new sports games. Halo was coming, Wizard War was coming. Everyone's buying. I'm like, I've got game fight night. It was an old ass game.
Yep.
And so like, all these kids.
That's why we get along,
and
though.
mind you, but like when you see all these kids come to stuff, you wonder like, wow, what's going on? Like, how rich are your parents?
Right.
And so, and then like you see kids are nice, they're decent.
Yeah.
And there's no street related issue with them. But then the like high school hits or into high school hits, like, oh, what's up? And like, oh, I smell how weed. I be slanging and all this. Like, what happened to you? I think you do. But how the house is.
Yep.
You just wanted it in.
Yep.
Want that respect, and you saw that people were in the gangs, had the respect, they had the attention. All wrong respect. It was all wrong attention. And then like, of course, everyone's getting into fights, and people got them. People popular, so like, oh, I must need to get fights too. I must gotta wear all the same colors all the time too. Gotta walk a certain. Like, the pressures of high school are so weird because thrown on us, and like, you have to follow it. I have to be liked. Like, you don't ever really think about it, but when you're older and you look back on how much you actually try to follow in some trend or a phase,
Boy,
or like how funny you thought you were.
I didn't
because you
realize how
think,
lost I was, man. And my sisters were always on my ass about shit. And it was like, and I never did it. I still to this day will say I never did anything that was like wrong. I did things that were more so just like away from what I could have been doing to make the best of my life. It was a little bit destructive. Started drinking too early with the wrong people. But I didn't see it as, I didn't know where else I was gonna go anyway. Kick it here for a while. I drank through my 20s. Went to school though. Didn't drink at school.
So from middle school to high school, I went through a lot of phases that lasted no longer than probably a month. Because I was like, I didn't, when you're a kid, you look around, you like see all these people who have groups, and like, oh, I want to be part of them. Your first instinct, start dressing like, or talking like, or talking about what like relatability. I went through like a small little punk rock / emo phase. I wanted to wear all black.
Tonight would be the night that I will fall for you over again. Don't make me change my mind.
I didn't get that deep. I just like, I liked rock for a little bit, but I was like, I don't want to do the makeup and polish. Like, oh, we're all black though. Mind you, my hair wasn't always kept well. I was like, oh, okay, no, this is cool.
Was it always long?
It was more like a fro, like a poofy fro.
Okay.
So bad that like in 2 years of yearbook pictures, I looked like a little girl. Because I had these thin little glasses, and I was like a little skinny kid, and the way my hair was all poofied out, like when I had a big ass smile, I looked like a little black Asian girl. And then one year, because like I would always forget when picture day was. My hair.
Yo, I did the same thing, man.
My hair doesn't absorb moisture so well, so like I would wet it. I go to school, an hour later, it's like instead of being this thin, it looks like your hat out.
Oh man.
So
how much is it right?
Better than what mine did when I was younger.
I feel like I get that good Norbit fro.
There you go.
Yeah.
So like it would be done. I'd go to school and it would just poof up. And so one year, I think it was 8th grade, I actually got it to a decent size. So I was like, no, I'm not forgetting this year. Like I like that was middle school. Like eventually I got out. I was like 1 month. I was like, nah, I'm
Ooh,
not doing
excuse me.
this. I wanted to dress like a b-boy because I wanted to break dance. Like I never gave myself time to practice that.
You gotta practice a lot to break dance. I used to break dance a little
have.
bit, but I mean, if you could imagine a small version of me, because I've always been kind of like this weight to
It definitely helps
whatever
to
ratio.
have the that you can practice with, and also you gotta know how to coordinate. My linky ass did not know how to coordinate for shit.
Oh, I have really good rhythm. I have really good rhythm, and
Rhythm
like
was cool. It
I
was
could
like
put it together.
knowing how to like move muscles in your body to do certain positions.
Oh
More advanced
man,
technique. Windmill.
Man, look, I told you I did break dance a little bit, and you can imagine a small version of me. It wasn't no windmilling involved, bruh. I could do a two-step, and I had a mean top rock.
That's why like
But
you were probably b-boy. Like actually full on breakdance.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, I can't. I couldn't. I wouldn't have been there. I wouldn't have been at that spot. But I was always, man, hip hop. It's just
Yeah.
like that was my thing.
Yeah.
And it's just you gotta place yourself, man. I remember my sister told me, I was like, if I do graffiti, it was like, can I be hip hop? If I don't do graffiti, can I do hip hop? She was like, nah.
Drawing tags on paper, thinking
yeah.
you're gonna go out and spray paint.
Here's the thing, I can't tag. Like I'm really not that good at it. Me and not calligraphy, but no text.
Yeah.
I am terrible at letters and words, and I don't draw that kind of shit, right? So I couldn't. But then again, it's like as far as being a part of hip hop went, be like a historian. It's what 5 different elements of hip hop.
Yeah. Thoughts on that? I actually never really knew. What is it?
5 different elements is MCing, b-boying, DJing, spinning, historical, boarding, and b-boying.
Oh, okay.
Lyricism, DJing, b-boying, graffiti, and historical knowledge. At some point, I really wanted to like graffiti. I never got into graffiti specifically, and I never been interested enough to learn. It's cool, and I can do the process. Don't get me wrong. Like I can do perspectives to grow in this angle and make this letter, but I don't spray paint. I never grew up in a household that would allow me to get outside to get up if I wanted to.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do that. So
and also accent hit spray paint because you had to be sick.
I didn't even try.
You couldn't.
I didn't even try. Like I was asked recently by somebody I kind of look up to out here in the art world. He's been around for a while. He's recommended me an airbrush. And I was like, you know what, that wouldn't be a bad idea, but it's so much equipment at this point in time. So it's like I'm kind of narrow when it comes to that, but like I really don't want to pick up too much new stuff.
Right, because at this point,
it's
a lot to learn.
And I was kind of mad about hip hop because I didn't want to use that as an asset, but I wanted to be hip hop. So it's like I don't have to hip hop. I said that's some elitism.
Yeah.
But at the same time, because this is what you do. It's like going into a tattoo apprentice and they teach you like if you don't understand the history of some sort, then you kind of paper. You know what I mean? You get your license, but you ain't know. It's different. But yeah, man, I couldn't really call myself hip hop for a long time. I loved it, but then I started researching and I started understanding the movement and the historical knowledge of what went on and stuff. I still celebrate hip hop's birthday. Like, I mean, it's a thought, it's a thing, So yeah, and there's still a lot to learn on that.
It's crazy that you say that because that's kind of the thought process that like that's what's interesting to you. Want to either be involved in it or learn about it, but like
gangs are very strict about that.
Yeah,
they're very organized. Yeah. Like you got to respect that. Whatever you do or don't like about them,
See, like that's the thing too. Like if you didn't put in the time to learn how to graffiti sketches out there and put your tags, or if you didn't learn how to get in your together, slow, getting your timing, slow, not biting on any style, or
Mm-hmm.
even with b-boying and dancing. You didn't put in the effort, or like, is this really for me?
That's just like, man, that's why the show The Get Down was such a bop for me, man. My
Yes,
goodness,
I
it
love the Get
basically
Down.
walked you through like what you needed to do back in the prime
Perfect.
time.
All elements.
And people didn't understand that. Netflix didn't understand.
Yeah.
Netflix didn't understand that. Golly, that was
did.
like Nas did, and
He's so good with it.
I'd hope he pitches to somebody else or something. Somebody needs to pick that up.
Second part or like a third
But
part?
third part, because it's
Yeah.
already 2 parts. And yeah, and they kind of threw me off with the cartoons and stuff in the second part. But I was still messing with it real heavy because part of hip hop is incorporating different elements. And I mean, we're opening your mind, like there's still 5 elements, but you know, you move within, you know.
Part because although shows like Fat Albert and comics were the blow up, the integration of comic art style with hip hop was in the 80s.
Yeah.
Because then like tagging was kind of part of it. Instead of incorporating just like drawings, you would start, they would actually like start drawing characters, like using tags. And that's what really started changing.
Well, Kid Cudi's got Mr. Rager. A lot of hip hop artists have counterparts. A lot of artists do their album verses themselves. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Like I have me and the Professor. That's my counterpart. Like, you know, it is what I have. I know him, but I don't put him down a lot. But yeah, that's the thing. An absolute. What?
Idea?
Oh shit.
Hip hop counterpart.
Okay.
Or is it just like a counterpart in general?
No, yeah, it's not a hip hop counterpart. It's like I don't think it has to be a hip hop counterpart. I think people that do hip hop they'll have like a counterpart.
It helps.
Like a,
because I think
yeah,
they're
like,
vulnerable to understanding that there is a part of them that wants to do this other stuff, but instead of allowing themselves known by their counterpart, they characterize them.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah.
That would be a good sketch.
But like we could sketch out, our counterparts.
Topic.
Huh? Yeah, I'm with it because we did that. That's how we did with the astrology one, huh?
Yeah. Honestly, I can probably incorporate that into. I was trying to
Maybe
figure
we
out what
should
to talk about.
Maybe that should be like the new basis. I think we kind of dug deep enough to where we found like we sketched while we do this, but we could incorporate more sketch by narrowing, and then we kind of narrow our conversation to one thing, and then boom, we got Catch and Catch for real, like, and then we have a result for every episode for one thing.
That's initially how we started, and then we got to talk.
Yeah, and it is hard. Like I noticed, like another person I look up to, pretty big time, that a lot of people, a lot of guys especially, are getting on podcasts, getting real emotional. And you know what? He's not wrong. You know, I try to check myself every time, right? And I just know how easy it is to get in my feelings when I'm actually doing things. It's almost very therapeutic for me to vocalize this shit, to say anything really sometimes. So I'm good about checking myself.
There's a lot of guys out there who just go on and just kill stuff, like rumor ratting.
Yeah.
And like you're just saying a whole bunch of nonsense, like putting your dirt out there. Like how girls gossip.
That's exactly what he said.
Okay.
Yeah, like y'all sound like women out here. I don't think he said bitches in a derogatory way though, but like, you know,
okay.
Yeah, you know, kind of just that's the term of the phrase.
Okay. Well, I mean, whenever you're like speaking,
but in that negative sense, in that negative sense, it is both ways. When you're talking to a man and you calling him a bitch, you're not just calling. You know what I mean? Yeah, you are kind of you're emasculated.
Female.
But that's because bitch is a feminine term because of the scientific, the female dog. Yeah. It's a feminine word. So like nah, but I don't call women bitch. That's a big issue.
Only if
But if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, yeah. But nah, he said that, and I was like, You know, I check myself, and it's really easy, and this is really therapeutic. But there's also a pretty negative culture with men in podcasts nowadays, and I had to speak on that a little bit because now I know how easy it is.
Can I
You know
ask
what I
you a
mean?
personal question?
Yeah.
When he said that, did that make you feel that way about how you present yourself?
No,
I know you said that you stuff, but like, does
no,
that
because I
make?
catch myself. You know, a lot of people I think don't catch
But when you
themselves.
say catch yourself, was there like a certain part about what he said that made? Oh, I don't want to be like him. Because I don't feel like you've ever hit a point where you say that you're catching yourself. I don't think we've ever been to the part where we actually
Oh.
like got catty.
No, not catty. No. Like we don't get into our personals.
But we don't complain.
Right.
Like we don't gossip and like
Right,
make it seem like it's
right.
a one-sided issue.
But things do happen to come out, and it's like not even things come out, but like when we get into conversation, I can feel myself kind of, well, this is what happened to me at this point in time. I may not present it that way, but
Victimizing.
that's how I'm talking. No, not even victimizing.
Okay.
This is what happened to me. This is why I'm talking about it, and I
Okay.
might have a little something in my voice that might feel, you know,
vulnerability.
like like I'm
Okay.
opening up a little bit too much
That's
for the
fine.
podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
Okay,
something,
okay.
and it is like that's when it starts to sound like a gossip or stuff like that. So, but I wasn't thinking about it like that when we
Okay.
read it because I wasn't under the impression that he had even saw our podcast. I just thought it was something, huh?
Is that why?
No, I mentioned no.
Oh,
It was a
okay.
Facebook
Oh.
status,
Oh,
and it
okay.
was a general thing, not
Gotcha.
to me at all. That's
So,
why it was.
I still am gonna be firm about the fact that
No,
I think the vulnerability that we portray is honorable. Like,
I
it's
think
admirable.
I think we take it, but I'm looking at it from a cultural aspect.
Okay.
When I say that men are kind of getting a little bit carried away with these podcasts,
I see that.
it's like when they get on their side, if you
Yeah.
only make $15 an hour, you shouldn't be dating.
Oh, okay.
Excuse
Making
me.
their personal.
Yeah, they bring that personal in there, and like
Okay.
I've caught myself trying not to do too much of that, especially for the privacy and the safety of my
Okay.
home. You know what I mean?
You know what? I think I defend it so much because I don't want you to feel like that you had to take that personally.
No, I
Because
didn't take it personally.
Well,
I just don't want it to happen because I know what he meant.
I think that's what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
Like you don't have to be wary of that because what we do well is that when we give a statement or stance, we explain it in both senses, like how we see it and how other people see it. I think when a lot of people say that to where his statement would hold true, is that they're one-sided, and a lot of it is validated for the right reason.
Okay. But I think we should kind of go in on like, I still got my idea of my podcast in, but school is making that completely impossible. I don't even have a thoughts for it right now.
Yeah.
But excuse me. I want to make sure, I almost want to hone in on that. And I thought about that before I even seen that post, is that I want to keep it at a point to where we almost check ourselves.
Okay.
While we talk about some of these topics that can open up those doors, because I do want to touch on some of that stuff. As dads, like, excuse me, or however I see my, whoever's a guest on my podcast, or that's the thing, it's like no bitching.
Yeah.
Like no crying, no whine, no
okay.
like it's just a certain thing. Keep it real. Keep it real with yourself. Like like if somebody's not in your lane, don't speak to them because they're not in your lane. Like if you making 75 an hour, don't tell people at Burger King that they shouldn't be dating type shit. Like it's kind of a ugly culture. You know what I mean?
Okay, I get it now.
I think that would be a good way to kind of paste all over.
No, that was really good, and also, we can talk about this more personally. But whenever you're actually ready to start your podcast, how's about we take one day out of the month, catch and start setting you up?
But
like we start doing your segment.
Okay.
Like I know I told you, like I felt bad because I always involved you in catch and catch, but I feel like I should have been able to give you more of a limelight, because like we would always like every other week we'd be like, hey, are we doing it? Yeah, okay, what are we talking about? And then we would like come together.
Yeah.
But I feel like I should like allow you to do more intros or like run the show, because it's only right. And I was like, dang, I was actually doing that, and I want to do better.
I mean, if it helps at all, I didn't really pay any mind to what
But
fuck or whatever. But
if you actually want the time and just like start like whenever you're ready, without having like your own setup, and let's do our Wednesdays. One of the Wednesdays be your time.
all right, well, I'll have to set up for. I have to sign up for a Twitch account, and we'll even run it under my info.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, it's only gonna happen after May.
Okay.
Unless no, we can do the once a month thing, but that's only no, we shouldn't though, because it's only what only 4 episodes away, 2 to 4 episodes away, so we may as well wait.
Oh, okay. I mean, like if you don't have like the space.
Oh, we got the space.
Got it. Okay.
I got a wonderful space up in.
Awesome. Okay.
I got chairs. All that good shit.
How about this? The one episode. Okay, so whenever like you know that you're really about to initiate your episode, how about we do a pre-episode?
Okay.
So, like you can kind of get an idea of. I don't know. I just want to see you run it. I want to be your friend.
Okay. All right. Cool. No, for real. But that's one thing I'll say is I'll talk to you about some stuff off the air so that we can keep it fun. I would ask you to somebody's podcast and things that I want to do.
Okay.
In my podcast, honestly, I want to make it very hip hop centric.
Yeah.
So I mean, just be ready for that.
Okay.
Be in your best hip hop bag. But also want to make it to where it is kind of like a local self-help thing too.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have kind of like how T-Pain does a few different segments in his.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to do a couple things to keep segue into fresh content.
Glad we were able to clarify that post that you had said that stood out to you.
I don't be worried about nothing.
Well, it also shed light on the fact like it is a really good idea to always like self in check, because it is easy to let the camera make you vulnerable, but it's also easy for the camera to allow you to be vulnerable since it's facade.
Knowledge of self is one of the strongest things that like just really stopping and looking at the picture of what you're going to be painting, using this platform, doing this, that, and the third, and it's like, yeah, you really want to get a kind of a grip on it before you fuck up. Martin did it.
Oh, really?
Did it. Not about what you do on the radio. It's about what you do to me on the radio, Martin.
Tasha Campbell.
Tisha Campbell?
Oh, Tisha. And you know what? Like thinking about it and thinking like the ways that people can come, like because they want to be heard, they want people to relate, and so they'll start spewing out stuff. Just to kind of sound relatable.
I'm putting out relatable content. Yeah, nah, F that. Like, you can even like let it be an inspiration or something like that, but before you go and put it out there, write it down. Study it. Like that shit is important. You got to write it down, because sometimes once you get it on paper, you don't want to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get it in that different view, and it's just like I don't want to. No, I ain't gonna put them out there like that. Oh, don't do me like that. Nah, don't do me like that.
Getting on behind the mic, talking about your friends the wrong way, your family the wrong way, and not putting in not giving two sides of the story, just only giving your own to make. That's why I said victimizing yourself.
Yeah, it's a lot of that. Yeah, and I was like, that's why I said no, because it's like you. I was like, no, not me. I ain't no victim. I refuse. But like, yeah, like I don't want to get on here, but like I would love to have those conversations without having sound like I kind of like Kevin Samuels, but just the type of people that only want to bash people that aren't doing at a certain level that they're at. I hate that level of pretension.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this as a person who's been through a few levels and I can really say that. It's while it is always time to be on your shit, that's not the only thing that you can talk about when it comes to it.
Yeah, and it's so disrespectful.
It is.
Without them being able to.
Because in that same thing, I've really been in the spot to say, hey, I can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or I haven't gotten there yet. And then the only thing you got a motherfucker screaming at you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do that.
Yeah.
And that's not really helping no more.
And it's also not the way they live. They're just trying to sound
Exactly.
good. Yeah.
Exactly. Because I've been on either side. I'm getting it a little bit better now, but I've been to the point to where I couldn't get that application in. I could get the application in, but I couldn't get it through. This and that and the third. I wasn't even out here fucking up for real. I was just not getting through those important spots to where I could say anything to anybody.
Yeah.
Or be in a position to do a podcast.
Yeah.
Because I don't care what nobody say. You ain't about to be broke as fuck doing a podcast, allowing that much time out of your day every week.
Yeah.
You know, no matter the situation, you got it if that's what you. So yeah, like you can really do something out here, but it's gonna take more than a person motivating you via boot camp or whatever. Sometimes it takes a little bit of relation and yeah, it takes a little bit of patience. It takes a motherfucker reassuring you that just because you ain't doing it today don't mean you can't do it tomorrow.
Yeah,
because that day you took to rest was so you can get it 3 more days in advance type shit. You know what I mean? So I want to bring some of that into a podcast, but also do like fun things like drafts and how we mentioned our Rushmores and stuff like that. In those kind of games, depending on who I have on there, so it'll cover a broad range. Yeah, it'll cover a broad range, but I got to find a way to get that all toned down and written anyway. So I'll work on that too when the time comes. On that, but yeah, no, man, it's I do have some good plans coming, and right now, like I really did. I hopped into school just on the whim. It looks really good right now. Things are looking pretty far up, but I also have to make sure I focus well enough to get these classes taken care of because one of them came that I didn't really expect. So, excuse me. Hopefully, I can. May 19th can't come soon enough. It really can't. My daughter will be 2 months old at that point, and
I know you to be a girl dad, a girl baby dad.
Well, I talked to my girl the other day about how I wasn't ever a girl dad.
Yeah.
But I was like, Willow was like, man, we came into each other's lives when she was 2 years old.
Yeah. And
she's my baby. Like that is my girl. I don't care what nobody say, but it's slightly different.
Yeah. This is a new.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm softer. Even though I wasn't really soft this morning, I'm softer. I'm a little bit more. I don't know, man.
I asked that question because I hate how people have this way of, oh, it wasn't mine today. I can't relate or. You were involved in that kid's life. It's completely different. The fact that it's not your own doesn't.
Willow and it does not have anything to do with it. But the only thing I missed was those first 2 years. So now I have it with, within those first 2 years, you know.
That's why I want to try to elaborate because it's like it's a newborn girl.
Yeah.
Like, I know with her being a newborn girl, it's not different other than just wiping. That's about it.
No, I don't know, man. That newborn connection is something different. And the time that we get that I kind of get to learn and study her actions, because I look at kids like from the very beginning. I don't care.
Yeah.
My cousins even like I see them as I remember them as babies. So that's because I'm looking at their person.
Very strong essence.
I've always been around kids.
Yeah.
I thought it was paternal.
Is it? Oh, I'm sorry. I felt like I was wrong, and I was gonna ask.
You calling me a woman? Are you assuming my gender?
Yeah, like it's a good thing though.
Okay.
It's a soft nature, I guess. Paternal and maternal.
I saw that in the camera. I was like, oh no, that looked too good. That a little too smooth. Ew.
Girl.
No.
Calling me a woman.
You assuming that just because I act like this around kids that I am some kind of a
Michael
Michael?
Jackson.
Ah. Hey y'all, this is Bruce, and I just want to let y'all know that my man Michael over here, he rubbed oil in his hair for 45 minutes before we hit start, and it was nice. It was nice. Well, hold on. Let me do it.
You know what? You should be Cleveland and I should be Bruce. I have Bruce's hair and you have Cleveland's everything.
I don't know. I can't really do a good Cleveland.
It's Bruce, but
No. I was just wondering. Whoever Muscly on Paperboy is.
get your fat ass back here.
Oh. Calling to see if you bring me any good news.
You want some popsicles?
I got some popsicles in the cellar. I got a tip for you here in my front pocket. Go on there, reach in there and grab it for me.
Oh, it must be my birthday.
Close.
Oh, shit. The dog.
I hope the microphone caught that shit.
Look at that.
That's nice. Okay, I'm done. Golly, that was good. No, shouts out to Family Guy. That shaped my huge part of my childhood. Before it was Family Guy, it was for me, it was Dave Chappelle. Before Chappelle, it was Mike Myers, Adam Sandler. My mama was real good about trusting us to not really do that kind of shit. So for a while, like I didn't, but then my cousin came over with the South Park video game with the turkey invasion for the invasion from Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
I was a South Park fan, so I went back and kind of because I'm good at checking shit for the culture. Like I know about a lot of shit as far as like that kind of media and stuff goes. So I knew who Carmen was, knew who all these folks was. Didn't really have to see it much, but man. Once I started watching that shit, I never got so far into it to where I was watching it regularly like Family Guy. Yeah. But I got my favorite episodes and stuff. But when the movie came out, I didn't really see the movie all the way through until I was an adult. Yeah. When I was an adult. That's one of the ones, that one and yeah, I've heard, and that was one when I was a kid that I wanted to see really bad.
Two of one of the worst movies that everyone was worried about kids see. America and South Park movie.
Well, I mean, the South Park movie is justifiable. But my shit was, speaking of Rushmore and Seven Wonders, and nobody put Beavis and Butthead Do America. And that was one of the movies when I first started smoking weed. I went back and watched. Hysterical. And also, There's Something About Mary. So, if any of you guys are fresh stoners to the world, get yourself a fat one rolled up and watch Beavis and Butthead Do America, or There's Something About Mary. You'll be in good.
You ever watch Celebrity Deathmatch?
Hell yeah. But
how do you think it would be these days?
I always want the creators of Celebrity Deathmatch to come back, and I need Aaron Magruder to come back so I can get Boondocks back. Yeah. But those two have more ammo now than they ever had.
Gosh,
they can make cartoons and TV shows for 20 years right now with just what we got the last 10 years.
Deathmatch has a lot of catching up, but it'll be so good. The different fights and the ones that you really want to see in real life.
Bro, you got They would have did the election. Oh, I would have seen an Obama versus Trump celebrity death match. Come on.
Kardashian.
The Kardashians.
Now that they're older.
Olsen. Yeah.
Olsen.
Ooh, you love future Britney versus past Britney? That would be a bop. She come in with the knives.
And like a robot. She's a droid.
Yeah. Who else could there be? Drake versus Kanye.
Drake versus everybody.
Drake versus everybody, and he won't win. He just get jumped.
Kanye versus everybody.
He'll probably win. Let's see.
They'll probably do something with Michael Moore.
Who's Michael Moore?
The guy who does document.
Oh,
Funny guy. They'll definitely have to do something about Epstein.
oh, golly.
Hillary Clinton.
Oh, Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Who else? Any of the cancel fools. That's all celebrity deathmatch content. The whole cancel culture. Tory Lanez versus Megan Thee Stallion will be on there. Chappelle versus
Louis
the cancel
CK.
culture. Comedians versus the cancel culture. Celebrity
It'll probably be
deathmatch.
like Chappelle, Louis C.K. versus.
It'll be one. It'll be one person per letter in the LGBTQIA type shit. Each of them got a special power.
That's super weird.
I am not making fun of anybody in the LGBTQ community. I personally don't give a fuck, but I'm not a mean person.
Like their costume, their fight costume, hilarious. That's the only.
And the way that you could illustrate the different versions of gay, that would be hilarious.
Fight too. It'll get to like they're on letter and like, okay, this is.
And all the comedians are just looking at them, writing down content for their next show.
You see like a beat up comedian like. It's special.
Yeah,
they don't even get to the rest of the alphabet. Like then they all just start fighting each other because it got so ridiculous.
Yep. It ends after B.
Outside of it, just like not even part of it.
It ends after B. The last two letters. It turns out there's only two left.
LGB. This doesn't have to go on any longer.
Oh shit!
Joe Exotic, Tiger King,
and versus Carol Baskin. Yeah. Oh man, the streaming bout wars. Could you imagine like the streaming wars? Just somebody Netflix versus Hulu versus. I don't even know who they would get to represent, but that shit.
Have Peacock in there somewhere and Paramount. It's
yeah,
like Peacock and
so
Paramount
much material.
Would be like a huge fight on Paramount.
Ooh, you know what?
Peacock being icon.
It's a perfect podcast episode, and with the inspiration where I get this, build our own Boondocks episode.
You know what this can turn into?
Huh.
I mean, what if it turns into like we like
write our own show?
The show.
I don't want to reprise that show.
Actually,
if we put anything out, I would have to do original characters.
If it wasn't for me finding like wanting a funny episode, I was actually gonna say like let's start doing an animated show.
Yo, what if we had a podcast about our journey writing the show? And I have to bring my boy on the next one. Okay. Like, are you cool with like company over here just kind of with the boys and stuff? Well, I haven't really been trying to push that, but
let me meet him first.
Okay. Yeah.
We both feel strongly about it.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. No, good, but me too. That's why I said, hey, how you feel? So, but if you, that's where I need to get out of school and get some shit together so we can all do it at my place. But till then, it'll come in time. But yeah, we could produce our own Boondocks episode. Or it would be like who would star, all that kind of. And that's what the guys that I listen to on a regular, that's the kind of stuff that they do. They did shit like that, and I think that would be a good basis of maybe we could have some material on if you really wanted to actually write a show. You know, I mean, just try it. Fuck it.
Glad you brought that up.
But now, man, like just building all that kind of stuff and putting it together does take time. It indeed takes time.
I like how every episode or every other episode we come together with these ideas similarly on board.
Well, that's why I want to put stuff like this together for real.
Yeah.
You know, we can always talk about it, and my biggest thing is I don't want to be another thing out here with an idea. That's it, and nothing comes of it. I just gotta
talk about how you had the idea.
I don't want it to just be an idea. I feel like I fail if it's just an idea. I feel like I don't try hard enough if it's just an idea. So right now, I'm just trying to make sure I get in position to reality. I gotta stop having kids in order to do that.
You and me both.
Hey, guess what? One of them doors is closed, buddy. I gotta work on closing mine now. But anyways,
looks like next month we'll be discussing our personality counterparts, and we'll be drawing them as a character as we see it. In a sense, how celebrities do, mostly like musicians do, but we all relate if you can. We all have that inner us that's different from who we show.
yeah,
But that person's always talking to us to do something that we should or shouldn't do. That's why we call it counterparts, because someone inside of us that is us. It's just another side that we don't like to truly expose, and that can always deem us or something.
I had to create another one dedicated solely to anger. I literally did.
I didn't turn mine. I acknowledged mine to be that of chaos, because I have a lot of destructive characteristics, behaviors that I've had to really keep in check over the years. And I know I have. I'm not saying this to brag, but like I know I have the capacity to do a lot of chaotic things. I can hurt a lot of lives, but
I think you talked about this before.
Yes.
Yep. And
it's a full-time job not to do dumb shit.
I tell you what, the professor, my counterpart, is a lot of it is rooted in my kind of ADHD, so where he's always working.
Yeah.
You very rarely see his face because it's always dipped deep in either it's personal or scientific or it's worldly, any of it. It's always something. Never stops. So it's almost, he is quite sensitive.
Yeah.
Yep.
I understand that, because
kind of like a Banner Dash Octavius.
Okay. Oh yeah. Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I get that.
Dash Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Frankenstein is my favorite aesthetic for him.
I can relate to that a little, because like I feel like I'm always thinking about stuff or work on something, whether it's like, you know, small things, micro things, big things, but it's like there's always something, like there's always work to be done.
Also, Robot Chicken, good aesthetic for it too.
And Robot Chicken's another show. Didn't want us watching.
When Robot Chicken came out, I was already doomed, man. I was my mama already knew, so yeah. We'll get on that next month, man.
So yeah, that's what we're going to discuss and dive into. Another case of vulnerability in a positive way. But we've got things to do. We're gonna reconvene family later on. But as far as this stream goes, we're gonna go ahead and shut it down. Everyone that showed up, thank you so much for stopping by. Thanks for the follow, Luna, Felix. I appreciate you taking the time to interest in arts.
Hey, check their artwork out and see what they look like.
Yeah. Check out Trae's socials. You can always find it on the page.
Post it.
Yep. And check the socials on Facebook for any of all updates. So as far as the stream goes, everyone else doing, thank you so much.
Peace.
Reality 5.
5.